calm. Just calm. Just calm.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. I am super excited about this. Okay, so let me just tell y'all. Y'all listen. I can't tell y'all everything. Dr. D, you can't tell the secret I just told you. So that's a secret between us. I told you behind the scenes, and you can't tell everybody. I can't tell everybody because I have been sworn to secrecy, and I'm gonna get in trouble. But I'm just gonna tell y'all, I have had a whirlwind weekend. I am not at home. I told y'all I was gonna be traveling this week, so you may hear a door slam. You may, child. I've been trying to find somewhere to go that's quiet, and it just ain't happening. Cause, honey, it's not happening. But I will tell you though, we have an amazing conversation that is going to happen today. First of all, how y'all doing? It's Saturday. It's self-care Saturday, and we talking about something that's all about self-care. Rest. Y'all hear me? Y'all with me? Y'all, are you picking up what I'm putting down? That means lay in the bed a little longer. That means go get back in the bed and turn on your Life by Design. That means, you know what? I'm gonna tell everybody no and listen to Life by Design today because we talking about rest today. So y'all, in the meantime, let me get, because I did not have my glasses. My film phone, my content phone has gone black. Yeah, I'm struggling this weekend. Do you hear me? When I say I am struggling, I am struggling. So everybody in here right now, go ahead and get in the comments. Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you are tuning in from. We want to know. I want to know. I want to say hello. I want to call you out by name, sugar. So let me get to my my script because I'm not in script mode right now. I'm not in script mode right now. I'm just shooting it out there. But let me go ahead and get this information together. Let me grab it real quick. Hold on, y'all. Hang tight for me, and then we're going to introduce our lovely speaker today, and we're going to talk about some amazing stuff because we got some rest to get unapologetically. We got some rest to get. I'm just letting y'all know. We got some rest to get unapologetically. So there's some other folks in here. And so let's get, hey, Dr. D, look, hey, Dr. D. So we see you in the room. But go ahead, y'all. I see some more folks in here, and I know some of our sugars are traveling this weekend. But that replay is going to be amazing. So for those of you who are watching the replay, thank you so much for watching the replay. Make sure, no matter when you tune in, that you are sharing this information, that you are sharing the link to Life by Design, that you're telling them this, you know what? It's time for us to think of us. We are living, we are growing in a new season, And we are setting boundaries and we are resting because, honey, that is a strategy for being our best selves. Okay. So give me 1 second, y'all. Now, I could be very well looking at my little guy today, and yeah, hold on. It's been one of those days, but it has been good. It's been a good weekend, but it has also been crazy. And last night was the first night I slept because on Thursday night when I flew out, our flight was delayed twice. The um, the rental car place closed, so we had to pivot. We had to stay longer in where we flew into, and we were supposed to be somewhere. It was a mess. Do you hear me? It was a hot mess, but I am here, y'all. I cannot find my cheat sheet. Oh my gosh, Dr. D, love me through it, honey. Here, love me through it. I promise you, I have a cheat sheet, but we're gonna have to do things differently. So y'all, let me go ahead and bring Dr. Davis up here, and I want to make sure that, hey Mo, I'm so glad Mo is here. I didn't mean to put you on the stage, sugar. I'm sorry. Look, Mo is like, wait a minute, don't put me on stage. I know she's gonna be back there telling me, girl, did you mean to put? Yeah, Mo, can you send me today's my cheat sheet, my guide for today, because I cannot find it right now. Um, a couple of things. Let me tell y'all a couple of things before we get started, and I bring our amazing speaker to the stage. First things first. You may hear me say something like "clip that." I am simply talking to my AI agent and telling her to clip that because we are going to use it to tell folks some good information. Okay, so it's just clipping a piece of whatever we just heard. All right. Um, if you have a question, drop it in the comments. We may not answer it right then, but we're going to get to a space where we're going to no, answer some questions. So whenever the question hits you, drop it in the comment section. Not only that, we'll be able to go back through and look at those questions. And again, we may not get to the question. Usually we do, but just in case we don't, we may answer that question on air. Our Dr. D may answer that question, and we can put it together and share it via social media. So drop your questions in the comment section. Now, last but not least, let me ask y'all one more time. I see some folks in here. Go ahead and tell. I see Tammy in the room. I see Kim in the room. There's some more folks in here. So go ahead and get in the comment section. Tell us who you are and tell us where you are coming from, because we want to see. We want to know. So today, y'all, this is Life by Design. We do it every fourth Saturday of the month. This month, the quarterly theme is mental health and wellness. The monthly focus this month is rest as a strategy, boundaries and sustainable living. Our guest speaker, Dr. Leslie Davis. Yay! Oh, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm good anytime I have my coffee with me, so I'm fine.
Let me tell you something. If there's something that you got to have, you got to have it. Okay, you have got to have it. So I'm glad you got your coffee. And okay, so tell us your favorite coffee mix. Like what is how do you drink your coffee?
So I like to use my own Nespresso machine, but I have layers to it. So I put my creamer in there at the bottom. I add a
Okay.
little bit of drizzle of caramel and a sprinkle of cinnamon, and then I run the coffee. And I like it strong. I like bold coffee. And then
I
I'll
hear that.
stir it up real good, make it frothy, and that's my drink for the day.
Listen, let me tell you something. That's sustainable living. That is choosing to do things the way you do it. Did y'all hear her say, I like to use my own espresso machine? Like, I don't have to go to Starbucks. I don't need to go to White Rhino. I don't need to go. I use my own. See, because at this stage in our lives, we are doing things the way We want to do them. And you see how she made her coffee. You see how we do, y'all see how we setting this up already? I just want y'all to pick up what I'm putting down real quick. So today's title is Rest Without Guilt. How the high achieving woman reclaims rest without abandoning the people she loves, including herself. And let me also say, y'all, please forgive the lighting. I thought it would be a little brighter in here, but it is not. So I'm going to be a little bit dark, but please, just excuse that today. So y'all, like real quick, just a quick session overview. Make sure you grab your workbook, and you can follow along with your workbook. You can work in your workbook during the session, or you can work in your workbook after the session. You will always be able to come back and watch the replay. We'll also send that out to you. So make sure you jump in and utilize that workbook because that can help you in this process of doing the work. Can you give me 1 second, y'all? I also had to order some protein. Um, Hold on. And while I had to order the protein, because I have not eaten also in 2 days. So at least I'm going to have to get some protein in. So anyway, Instacart is calling me like, hello, ma'am, we need to know what you need. So I'm trying to get it all done, y'all. It's difficult when you're not in your own space. So let's go ahead and get into today. But I want to take a moment to introduce Dr. Davis, and I'm going to ask her to tell us all the things about who you are, what you do, and how you serve women.
I love when people ask me to do that because there's so much to say.
I love it.
I wear many hats, but my main task is serving as a counselor. So I'm a relationship therapist. I have a PhD in counseling and psychological studies, and I enjoy helping women who struggle with toxic relationships to learn how to develop healthy relationships, whether they are already partnered and coupled or they're single and just looking to develop relationships with someone in love or with their family or friends. That's one of the hats that I wear. But I also train jujitsu. I've been doing that for 9 years now, and I'm a women's self defense instructor as well. And I actually have an event later today. So this is like my first gig, then I'm going to the next thing later. But I love empowering women in the community. And I've met so many strong women that train jujitsu as well. And it's not just for self defense, it's just to feel better. And it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've loved martial arts since I was a little girl. And I feel like this is just something that will keep me young and limber for the rest of my life. So that's the other thing that I do. But I've done many things in the past, but those are my main two things right now.
Let me just say I love that. And I'm so crazy because I was like, so if they don't do right in relationship, you gonna just go ahead and karate chop them. I'm just kidding. Y'all gonna do the right thing in this relationship, but y'all gonna have to
Right.
face
Get
me
it
because I'm
together.
gonna come and bring all my skills, and y'all gonna get this together. Now look, but I mean, so let me just give you your flowers and say, thank you for taking the interest in empowering women because we need that. And, even more so, absolutely thank you for being here to empower this audience. Again, empowering women because you have to choose to do that, right? We're going through so much, and especially in the space of being a therapist, a counselor, sharing the next steps for someone else because everybody dumps everything on you. And you've got to be able to decipher, oh, okay, this is my stuff and this is their stuff. Let me release this and let me. So you have to do this. So to choose to be a therapist and help others, all while dealing with your stuff and taking on theirs, and then understanding how to get rid of their stuff and just deal with yours. I commend you for that. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being an amazing therapist. Now, on this jujitsu, that's right. Did I say that right?
You said it right. Yeah.
I need me a little help. I think, I was thinking that that might be a good thing. We're changing the face of our yearly conference. So it's going to look a little bit different next year in 2027, which is TPC Con, and we're adding a little something. But we've had, in 2023, we actually had, it was a firearm safety class. But I wanted because I think part of self care is knowing how to take care of yourself in any situation.
Absolutely.
I think that is, a part of it. So anyway, I would love to chat with you again on, being a part of that and teaching that self-defense component, sharing with the ladies like this is, like y'all, we got to empower ourselves. I mean, we want to be empowered on every part of the circle, outside, inside, all the things. So we just, we want to be empowered completely. So, and being able to take care of ourselves is amazing. So let me get to my notes real quick, was because we're gonna get into the nitty gritty, because I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm gonna ask the questions so we can let Dr. Leslie do what she do, honey, because she the one with the expertise. Okay, she's the one that's gonna tell us all the things about the risk experience and how we're gonna get through this, honey. Because that's not me. That's not me. Look, that's not me. Um, hold it 2 seconds. Hold it 2 seconds, y'all. I just lost. How you lose stuff so fast, Tara? How do you lose it so quick? Mo, I do not see my question, sugar. I'm so sorry, Dr. Leslie. I tell you, honey,
It's okay. You just go with the flow. It's all right.
baby, and that's what we're about to do. So let's just go ahead and get into. Do you have a Did you do you have a do
Presentation?
you have slides?
I do. Yeah, I was
Okay,
trying to
Mo,
figure out how do I share that.
oh, send that to
It's
wait,
on
Mo.
Canva.
That's perfect. If you can send it to Mo, how does she need to send that to you so we can, because we can pop it up here.
Or is there any way
We
to
want to
share
do.
my screen?
Oh, see,
There's a presentation. Okay, I see the present button. You want me to
click
play
it.
around with it real
Look at
quick?
me. Click it, girl. Click it, girl. Click it. I'm here for you. Let's clap,
Oh,
baby. We gonna listen. Click it, girl.
there we go. Okay, let me get this pulled up. Hold on.
Okay, so I see us.
How's
Hey,
that?
dudes. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Up.
Okay. We
There
good.
we go. Is
All
that
right.
is that Mo? I think that's you, Dr. D. That's got. Let's go. Let's
That's
come on.
me.
Let's get to it. Let me tell you something. This is what I'm talking about. I love it when we can just be relaxed and truly understand. And this in itself is creating a safe space, right? Because it's not going to always be perfect. Sometimes you're not going to be in the normal space. You've got to show up anyway. Things are going to be happening, but guess what? We're giving each other grace. Things We're still going to get through this process. We're still going to get through this presentation, and it is going to be amazing. So let's get into it.
All
This
right.
rest without guilt. Let's go, Dr. Leslie. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. So I am the type of presenter that I like to get feedback as I'm going. So if there are any comments that show up, if you might want to point those out to me because I may not be able to see those.
Okay.
But let's see. Let's see how this works. And I am not going to be able to see myself while I'm presenting. So we're just going to go with it. So we're going to talk about resting without guilt. And this is catered towards the high achieving woman. But I like to think of high achieving women as just women who are go getters, who put themselves first, who have goals, and they want to accomplish anything that they set their minds to do. So it doesn't mean that you are a boss. It doesn't mean that you're, quote unquote, successful or you have a lot of money. It just means that you are a go getter. So I want you, before we get into it, I want you to think of a woman that's in your life now who rests well. Who is that person? What do they do? So when I ask you what do they do, what do they do as a profession? What do they do in their life? But also, what do they do to rest? And when do they rest? And how do you know that that's what they're doing? And how are they resting? And the one question I want you to consider is, when I asked you that, to think of a woman in your life, did you think of yourself? And if not, why not?
Now that's good. I need everybody to sit in that. I need you to really think about that, because if you are looking at someone else like, man, I wish I could take a nap in the day. Man, I wish I could rest well. I wish I could. This You are in the right place, because I think we're going to learn today how to be exactly who you're looking at.
All
I
right.
love that, and I need y'all to answer that question truthfully. Is it you? Did you think of your? Is it you? Are you resting well? I like. Come on, let me hush. Let me look. I did say me. I did say me. I feel like I have gotten to the point where, you know what, I'm gonna take a break. I'm going to sleep in late today. I'm going to shut it all down. So I did say me. So I'm a hush. What y'all said?
And I will say, years ago, I would not have answered yes to myself, but I'm in a different space in life. So the next, I want you to think about, what does it mean to rest? And I think we all have different ideas. We've been taught what rest is supposed to look like. And I think when I think of rest, the image of laying in the bed, doing nothing is what comes to mind. And that's not exactly what rest means. Rest is actually a verb. It means to take action, but it calls us to be still. So
Flip that.
according to the dictionary, rest means to refrain from labor or exertion, to be free from anxiety or disturbance, to remain confident, or to sit or lie fixed or supported. Now, the one that stood out to me is to be free from anxiety or disturbance. Now, we're talking about mental health as well today, right? So, how often do we rest where we don't feel anxious? And a lot of us who are high achievers might choose to rest, but we're still feeling anxious. We're still feeling a lot of energy in our bodies, and we can't sit still. So, we're telling ourselves that we're not resting because we're not being still.
You did not have to scream at me so loud.
This is for you today. So, what happens when you refuse to rest? Now, I'll tell you from experience, your body's going to tell you to have a seat. So, when your body is telling you to sit down, do you listen? Most of us don't, because we push through all of that energy. We have to get it all out of our system till we get to a point of fatigue. And then we have to rest because we don't have a choice anymore. So, I'm going to share my story with you about rest. Now, I learned this very early in life. I was in my early 20s, and I'm going to take you back to the year 2007, okay, almost 20 years ago. So, at the time, I was a single mother. I had a son who was about 3 years old at the time, who has a life threatening heart condition called hypoplastic left heart. So, he was born with half a heart. And at that time, he was going through several surgeries. I was also employed full time as a caseworker in child welfare in Illinois. So, I had high levels of stress every day, helping other people, serving my community, serving families. I was also in school full time pursuing my master's degree in counseling. So when I say full time, I was in class maybe 3 days a week, on top of working 40 hours a week, 40 plus hours, I'll say. Because when you work in child welfare, there is no cutoff time at, you hit your 40 hours and that's it. You're always putting out fires in the middle of the night or early in the morning. But also at that time, I was a friend, I was a daughter, I was active in my church, I was a mentor to young women, and I was a reliable coworker, and I wore other hats as well. But at that time, I remember very clearly there was a day that I was walking to the courthouse from my office, which is maybe 2 or 3 blocks. And I remember walking in to turn in a court report. And I felt like everything was fine. I was going about my normal day. And I turned around after I handed my report to the judge, And I don't remember what happened. I just remember the next moment waking up in his chambers because I passed out. I fainted in the courthouse because I was exhausted. I was rushed to the hospital. They ran tests on me. My son, I remember being terrified like, who's going to pick up my son? I'm a single mom. His dad's not around. I didn't know who was going to help me. I felt helpless in that moment. But I remember the doctor saying, I don't know what happened. Like, you're healthy, but we ran all these tests on you. You don't have a virus or anything. I don't know what happened. Maybe you're just tired. And from that day on, I remember dedicating to myself that I will always pay attention to my body and that I will always give myself time to rest. And I'll tell you why I didn't do it at the time. I thought I was fine. I was doing all the things. I woke up every day and I got everything on my to do list done. But my body was experiencing something different that I didn't pay attention to. So, we're going to get into what are some of the signs that you need to rest. One of the first signs that I noticed about myself is I had chronic headaches. Like, the headache just never went away. It was throbbing. I remember my eye twitching and I was paranoid, like people could see it and no one else could see it. I could just feel it all the time. I remember having difficulty sleeping. So you might experience insomnia where you have a hard time falling asleep, maybe because you have racing thoughts or you're thinking of what you have to do the next day, or you're waking up in the middle of the night because you're panicking about, oh, I forgot to do something. So some of these thoughts might wake you up in the middle of the night. You might experience difficulty concentrating. So while you are engaged in your task, you can't focus. You're thinking about so many other things. You might even think you have ADHD, but it's just a sign that you need to rest, you need to slow down. You might notice over time that you keep getting sick. Maybe you have chronic colds or you're developing worse symptoms from an illness you've had in the past, but that illness just never seems to go away. Of course, you're going to notice low energy. You might have lack of motivation to do the things that you need to do or do the things that you want to do. You might notice that you're pulling away from people in your life. So you're isolating yourself or you're withdrawing. So maybe you're not showing up to birthday parties. You're not showing up to dinners that you're invited to. You're not showing up to lunch with friends or lunch with your coworkers because you just need a moment of silence to yourself and you're completely exhausted. And you might end up self-medicating. Now, my medication was coffee. I've learned to balance that over time. But I remember going to Starbucks every day before class and getting a double shot. And this was in the evening because, again, I was working full time, but I had class in the evenings. So around 5:30, 6 o'clock, I was getting a double shot of espresso in my cup just so I can get through the night, going to school, coming home, studying, reading, writing papers, because I had so many things to do. And I knew I would eventually fall asleep, but I wanted to get the work done. Okay. So maybe you're self medicating with other things such as exercise, or you might be self medicating with alcohol or any other drug. And because I was drinking so much coffee, I was having heart palpitations. But that is just another symptom that you need to rest. Your heart might be racing. You might feel like you're going to have a heart attack because your body is physically wearing down. And you might notice that you're irritable. So maybe you're snappy. You don't want to talk to people. Someone asks you a question and you just go off and you don't know why. And you might be confused, like, what is wrong with me? Now, if you're early, like later into life, maybe around 40, 50, you might be experiencing some perimenopause or menopause symptoms, but let's keep it real. Also, with that stage of life, we are not resting like we're supposed to because our bodies are not allowing us to. But we're talking about rest, and choosing to rest. And I think one of the main things that you will notice about yourself is brain fog. Everything just feels cloudy. Everything feels like you don't know where you're going sometimes. You're just going through the motions. You're like on autopilot. You know what to do, but you can't seem to feel it in the moment, if that makes sense.
You know what? I have to kind of rewind just a tad bit when
Okay.
you're saying that. Um, all these things can make you feel like you may even think you have like ADHD. I self-diagnosed myself. I didn't even, I said I got to have it. I just got to. But I have to also say that these are the things that you just listed are still some of the symptoms that I have that made me think that I have ADHD. Of course, there are some other things too, which I still think I have it just because I just hop from, I'm a hopper. But when I can tell you from my own experience that the heart palpitations will happen, the irritability will happen because I had to just yesterday when I was saying this whirlwind weekend, we got
Mhm.
in, our flight was delayed. We had to switch our entire situation that was happening, but I only had about 2 hours of sleep. And this was a happy occasion, but I was not really happy. So I was irritable. I couldn't I couldn't think of everything. So I had the brain fog. I was forgetting. I was just, my husband had to just grab me because I couldn't remember something so simple. I can't even remember what it was, but I couldn't remember something so simple. And a tear just fell down my eye, and he just grabbed me and held me because these things are real when you don't have rest. So this is I am so guilty of these things on this list. But I want everybody, I just want to challenge everyone to just take a moment to screenshot this. So you can go back and you can look at this list. This list is not in the workbook. Go screenshot this so you will have it. And when so you can check, am I getting, wait a minute, let me check, where is this headache coming from? Why am I not sleeping? Why, because if you don't get enough sleep, it stops you from sleeping, right? So if you're not resting, you're not going to sleep. So just screenshot this list and look at it and see how it is affecting you and what you can change today. You might need Dr. Leslie in your life. You might need her. Hey, I need your help. I need to book I need to book a session. I'm struggling right now. But these also may be things that you can fix. So go ahead and screenshot that. I'm gonna go ahead and give the mic back to you, Dr. Leslie.
Absolutely. And another thing to pay attention to is that you may not experience all of these symptoms or all of them at the same time. So they might fluctuate, throughout your periods of unrest, but they are also signs of depression. So you may need to check in with the counselor or your doctor and just get screened for other mental health concerns. All right, let's keep going.
Dr. Davis, Dr. Davis said, I confess. I'm experiencing at least 6 of these signs often these days. I understand. And you know what? That's for me. Now, Dr. Lester, you tell me. Now, you have to see what you're experiencing so that you can get over that. Like you have to admit this is what's happening to me. You have to own it. You have to take accountability for it. Then you can move forward to correcting it and using rest as a strategy. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand it back to you. Let's go.
All right. So we are here. I am a relationship expert. So, of course, I'm going to talk about how rest impacts our relationships. And one thing that I've noticed over time, especially working with couples, is that when we choose to not rest, because we're just trying to show up for all the people in our lives, it does destroy intimacy. So, our struggle to rest often follows with the inability to fully receive love. So women who don't rest, of course, you might consider yourself to be superwoman, right? Or that strong superwoman that we have this identity of. You may try to show up for everyone in your life, giving everything you have, but you have a hard time receiving the love back. Okay, I'm guilty of that. So I want you to consider this. How often do you refuse to rest because you believe you have to keep showing up for others? Pause with that. And the second question is, how often do you refuse to rest because you've fallen victim to that superwoman identity? So you may have heard a lot of people talk about this superwoman identity, and 80% of Black women identify with this. But that superwoman identity is, you are independent. You don't want to ask anyone for help. You don't want to be a burden on anyone else. You tell yourself all the time, I got it. I got it. I can do this. I don't need your help. Don't worry about it. I can do it. And you will neglect yourself in the process of trying to help other people.
And can I jump in here right quick and say
Yes,
this
ma'am.
to all the sugars that's listening? You do not have to be a superwoman.
Mm-mm.
You were born perfect. You do not need to be a super. Who you proving it to? Sit down somewhere, sugar. Look like Maria say. Sit down somewhere, sugar. Sit still. Be still. Rest, honey. Get yourself some time to yourself. Now I have to give you this comment. Dukes of Clume 1976 says, I had to rest last night. Being at the hospital daily with the mister, just a tough week. I'm sitting down on Thursday. I like the fact that she understands that she needs rest. She identified why she needs to rest, but she has already marked in her calendar a day that she is going to sit down. And sometimes, well, I think all the time you can schedule that. I'm just saying. I really like that. I really like that comment. Let me see if there are any questions in here real quick before
Okay.
we move forward. Uh, Priscilla says, I rest after a great workout. Um, Janine says that brain fog, when we were on the other sheet, on the other slide, she was saying brain fog and feeling disorganized. Now, that is definitely one of my things.
Yes.
Because I feel like, oh my gosh, I can't even get it together. Like I can't put a puzzle together. Carolyn Skinner says self-care is so important. And Priscilla says, I learned to say no to different situations.
That's
You
good.
have to preserve your rest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand it back to you, Dr. Leslie.
Yeah, and I want you all to take note of these photos as well. So the woman that is standing behind her man, she's leaning on him, but do you see how tired she looks in her face? She's behind him, holding him up, supporting him, and she's exhausted. And the other woman who is resting in the arms of her man, she can't sit still long enough to just enjoy the moment. She's still on her phone. How often do we do that? Where we actually have someone in our lives to support us, to allow us to sit still for a moment, but we're still doing something. I think we all might be guilty of that at times.
Listen, I was just about to say, you know what, but recently, and coming from these two pictures, we think, and it's always told to us that you got to hold your man up, you got to support your man, and all this stuff. But we don't, but your man got to support you too. But when you're in that space, so I will say, my husband and I have really gotten to this point where we just hold each other, and there's no phone, there's no kids, no nothing. We're gonna take some time. And one of the things we do, so y'all, this is, I'm telling y'all all my business. We have car dates.
Hmm.
We sit in the car and just talk, whatever it is, and we just talk. We just, it's either we're sitting out, I mean, just sitting there, the car may be running or whatever, and we just sit there and have a conversation. But it's nothing else. It's just us. And to me, that's one of our forms of relaxation, of resting, and just being intimate with each other, with, you know what I mean, like not physically intimate, but just connecting with one another on different levels, just talking, no phone, not picking up the phone, not no music, just he and I. That's rest.
Yeah. The
So
car is a sacred space for sure. I know in the past, like we might have heard, the husband comes home and he sits in his car in the driveway before he walks in. But nowadays, I think women are starting to do that too, because they know when they walk through that door, everyone's calling on them to do more things. And so they need a moment to pause. And the car is that space to just be quiet, be still, enjoy your music, finish your coffee, whatever it is. So let's look at how, if we choose to not rest, how this can damage our relationships. All right. So, for one, we become emotionally unavailable because we're too exhausted. We can't even hold ourselves up at times. So, we might be physically present with our loved ones, but we're too exhausted to actually listen to them, to focus on what they're saying, to feel their emotions. And emotions have energy. There's a give and take there. And so if you have someone in your life who is they're broken and they're calling on you to support them, if you're emotionally exhausted yourself or physically exhausted, you're not going to be able to do that. And of course, you want to do that because that's just part of who you are. But over time, when you notice that you're not able to rest and other people in your life are choosing to rest, you might build some resentment. And that builds slowly over time. And it's quiet because we don't say anything about it. Because again, we don't want to be a burden on the people in our lives. And we don't want to tell people what we need. And that leans into the self silencing. Now, the self silencing is something that it's a hot topic for me right now. Self silencing is when we choose to refrain from saying what we need, what we think, what we feel. And why we do that is to maintain harmony in our relationships. So when we don't speak up for what we need, we don't speak up for, saying that we need time to be quiet. We need time to be still. We need time to not be called on. If we're not saying those things, the people in our life might see us as, well, you're strong. You can handle it. You've been doing it. So I'm going to keep pulling on you. But you need to say something when you need something for yourself. So you need to
Can
learn
we
to advocate. Go ahead.
can we take that just a little step further? I mean, so and you're saying, we need to learn to advocate for ourselves and saying this, and I can already hear people, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. And I don't, I've been doing it for so long, and I've been connecting with them, and I've been doing, this and that. But the biggest thing is I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you share with someone right now that they're in this space, they're listening, they're watching right now, and they are like, I really need the rest, and I know I can say I can take this off of my plate and it'll give me the rest I need. But I don't really know how to communicate this because it's going to cause a whole nother issue.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like?
You know what? It is not your job to manage someone else's emotions.
You better clip that.
You can only manage yourself. You cannot manage how they receive what you have to give. Period. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
It's look, and it's nothing like that. Like the silence, period. Like that's it. Like what else can you do? Like you have to take care of yourself. Either you can or you can't. Either you are going to say yes and sacrifice your rest, or you're going to say no and be a better version of yourself because you did rest. It's either one or the other. So you're going to give them everything of you, and they're going to succeed, and you're going to sit here and you are going to struggle in life. You only live once. Don't
Mhm.
live it completely tired.
Right? You want to enjoy it. But there are some people, and getting to the last point here of choosing chaos, sometimes if you grew up in a toxic home or a busy home, that's what you know. And so busyness feels like you're having connection with someone or it feels passionate. But busyness is exhausting. And so for some of us who like the chaos, we thrive in chaos or that toxicity. When we rest, that feels boring. We feel like we're not doing enough. And so we'll choose to engage in other activities. Maybe it's, getting on the phone all the time, or maybe it's going to a lot of events, even though you're physically exhausted. You're choosing chaos in your own life because that's what feels familiar to you. So I want
Having
you
a
to
full
consider,
schedule.
yeah, consider this. When did you begin, in whatever relationship this is, whether it's romantic or a friendship or family members, when did you begin to manage that relationship with your presence and just showing up all the time instead of actually being in the relationship and being a good partner, being a good friend, being a good sister, a good daughter, where you're able to give and receive? And if you recognize this in yourself, does it remind you of someone in your life? Does it remind you of how your mother showed up for you? Okay.
Because a lot of that could be like childhood, like you were saying, like childhood trauma or things like that. So the stuff that you hear, see, or that you have seen or connected with, are, and that's all you know. So let me mention this comment that Janine posted. This is, I think you're gonna like this one. She said, I recently took a self-imposed sabbatical for 30 days. During that time, I adopted the power of no unapologetically and with a smile.
Love it.
Y'all listen. Everybody in here need to give Janine some flowers right now because
I
she
love it.
decided to choose her. She did exactly what we're talking about today. Resting is a strategy. Rest is a strategy. Go ahead, Dr. Leslie.
I love that. All right. So, a lot of people may be familiar with attachment styles, but if you're not, I'm just going to give you the basics of it and how this relates to rest. So, there are four main attachment styles, but I'm only going to talk about three today. The goal with our attachment is to be secure. And a lot of times that requires us to have a secure partner in our life. But this type of connection, it feels safe, it's stable, it's reliable, and it allows you to rest without guilt because you can tell the person you're in connection with, like, hey, I need a moment to myself. I need to slow down. And the partner you have that is also secure is going to say, you know what, you're right. I've been noticing that about you. Go ahead and take your time. You let me know when you have time for me. Okay. Now, some of us show up as anxious. I will admit I have had an anxious attachment style based off of my experiences in life. And this is a pattern of scanning for what's wrong in your relationship, which can make it difficult to feel secure in your relationship. So you're always wondering, what did I do wrong? Do they like me? Do they want to be around me? Maybe I need to do more to make them like me more. And what this does is creates this chronic hypervigilance. You're always scanning yourself, you're scanning them, you're checking in. Are we okay? Are we still friends? Are we still together? Do you still want to be with me? Right. And so you can never sit still. And that limits your ability to rest because you're always wondering, what can I do next in the relationship? And for some people who identify as being avoidant, so avoidant attachment style does not mean that you don't want connection. It just means that you thrive off of independence and you want your partner to also be independent. So you might find that you keep yourself busy to avoid deeper connection. So you'll get involved in work trips and all these other things that you really don't have to do just so you can stay away from your partner because you need to prove to yourself, like, I'm okay by myself. I'll get to you when I can or when I want to. And so your partner is left with this detachment and less connection. And so because you're feeling less connected, you also feel rejected. Any questions on that, ma'am? Miss Tara.
I,
I see
I,
you nodding your head.
I, because that's so real. You think because you're not, connecting in all these different ways and all this stuff, or like the one you're about to go into, avoidance. And I don't want to get into it, but all this is just valid. I see it. I see it. I have seen it. I've dealt with it. I understand it, and I'm learning. I'm truly learning to embrace where I'm going, to embrace my space, to embrace my time, to embrace, like, I'm truly understanding that rest is real, that I can't do it all, that I can't be everything to everyone. And this is literally like this is opening my eyes to so much. So I don't know if y'all picking up what she's putting down today, but I am definitely, and I'm just, because that anxious part, I'm telling you, that was me all day long.
And one thing to keep in mind with attachment styles, it takes time to undo the attachment style you developed. So if you have a secure partner, you'll be more secure a little bit faster, but it can take a period of 7 years for you to not be anxious or not be avoidant any longer. And your attachment style can differ depending on which connection you're in. So you might feel anxious with your romantic partner, but maybe you're avoidant with your mother or with a friend, and maybe you feel more secure with your best friend. So it depends on the relationship that you're in, that you're looking at. So I want you to go back to that first question I asked you earlier today of who comes to mind. But I also want you to think of who is actually in your life that encourages you to rest without guilt. Without guilt is the key part here. Okay. Now, is it your partner? Is it your best friend? Is it possibly your doctor because you're having all these symptoms and you got checked out and your doctor's telling you you need to slow down, you need to take some time off? Is it your mother or another elderly figure in your life? Who is that person? So if you can, go ahead and put that person in the chat for me. And Miss Tara, if you can read those, if someone is putting that in there, if you can read that off for me.
I listen, and let me go ahead and say I need to put all of mine in here because my mom, my dad encourages me to rest. My husband, so I'm putting all of mine in here. Y'all go ahead and put who is encouraging you. Who is encouraging you to rest? Everybody ought to be putting my name down there because I tell all y'all to say no and I
And
tell
sometimes
everybody to
it
say
shows
no.
up where you're told in a way that doesn't feel like you're being encouraged. So maybe someone is telling you, you're doing too much. You need to slow down.
Okay,
And you hear
see,
that and you feel it as, don't tell me what to do, right? But they notice these things about you. They notice that you're exhausted. They notice that you're struggling and they want you to sit still because they don't want you to break. But you just don't see it in yourself.
you don't. And that's that irritability though. You need rest because you're irritable because they are seeing you and they saying it in the way that they say it, but you're irritable about it because they're talking to you and you feeling away, which is they come up to you with love, like, girl, sit down somewhere. You need to go sit down. And it's after you say, girl, I gotta do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, K, L, N, O, P, H, I, all the things, just everything is like, go sit down somewhere. You need to sit down. Let me go ahead and read. Of course, I told y'all mine. Kim Gaunt says my spouse. Priscilla Roach says my sister and family members. Dr. Davis said, I'm sorry, Davis, Devada Davis, I'm sorry. She says, my daughter, Dr. D.
My
My
mama.
friend. Yep, yep. She said my daughter, Dr. D, which I figured. She said my friends. Sometimes I tell myself to stop and go lay down. Now I like that. Now, your daughter has taught you right. And Janine says other sisters who I observe that are living the lifestyle of balance and also conversations with self. I absolutely love this, and thank you for asking them. So, and those of you who did not write it down, I I want you now. This not Dr. Leslie telling me this. I'm telling y'all, you need to check your circle because if you have people in your life that are not encouraging you to rest without guilt, then you need to check them. If they see in your face that you are tired, that you are feeling like you're wearing yourself down, what kind of friend is going to tell you to keep going? This is the time in our lives that we have got to check our circle. And I know that's not where we're going in the conversation, but I'm just going to say you got to check your circle. If you can't answer this question and you have people that are truly loving on you and saying, go rest, I got this. Go rest, I got you. Go rest, it'll be here in a moment. Go rest. You know what I mean? Klumi says, my 9-year-old nephew tells me daily, TT, protect your peace. Hey, you better come on. Come
Yes.
on, nephew.
I remember, so going back to my 2007 year, there was an older man at my office that would always tell me, he would question me and challenge me to think, the things that I wanted on my to-do list for the day. He's like, well, do you have to do that today? Or can it be done tomorrow? Are you already spent? So, and it helps you focus on prioritizing, like what is really important. If I don't get this done, is anyone going to die? No. Okay, I'll do it tomorrow.
Clip that. Oh my gosh. Because we'll put a boundary, we'll put a I don't know if that's necessarily a boundary, but we'll put something there that does not exist. Like we put a sense of urgency there
Yes.
that does not exist. It's not Nobody's gonna die if you don't get it done.
Hmm.
The paper is not even due until Sunday and you are trying to turn it in on Tuesday.
Hmm.
Wait until Saturday, please. Or do a little bit at a time. You all right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the high achiever in us. So you brought up the key word, the B word, boundaries. So we're going to talk about that. Now, there are different types of boundaries, but when we're talking about resting without guilt, the three I want you to focus on are time, emotional, and relational boundaries. So with the time boundary, do you need to look at how much time are you spending on certain tasks? How much time are you spending having connection with people? So if you're going to a party, do you need to give yourself a time boundary to say, I'm only going to stay for 30 minutes? I showed up, I showed my face, they know I love them, but I need to go rest and not feel guilty about leaving early. Okay. Or maybe you need to put a time boundary on how long you have conversations. Now, I know sometimes, talking to friends, I can be on the phone for an hour, 2 hours, and I look up and I'm like, I was supposed to be resting during that time, but I took that phone call. And so I lost that time for myself. But if I put in a time boundary, I could have told myself or even told them up front, I only have about 20 minutes to talk. And most friends, people that love you, they're going to respect that. And if they don't, again, check your circle. And that leads me into the emotional boundaries. So, are you the person that is taking on everyone's problems? Are you the person that everyone calls when they're struggling? You are someone else's emotional regulator. So if you are, and you're always saying yes to that, you're always answering the phone for other people, you're always responding to text immediately. I want you to put up an emotional boundary and recognizing when your cup is empty and you have nothing else to give, that you need to let that person know, I don't have the capacity today. I care about you, but I'm just spent. I've had a long day. I've had a long week. I have some things going on. I want to be there for you, but maybe can we talk tomorrow instead? So that's combining your time and emotional boundary. And relational boundaries. Are there people in your life that drain you? Where every time you get around them, they are draining your energy. You need to check yourself because are you trying to keep that relationship going by being present in their life? But it's taking everything from you. So that might be a relationship that you need to say, you know what, it's ran its course. I don't need to continue this connection. And that's okay. And that's a boundary for yourself too. So when it comes to boundaries, it's not just about keeping other people out, it's also a boundary for yourself to know which line you're not going to cross. Okay. So, Miss Terry, you must have been in my slides, but I have
Look,
a
I
note
have not.
of a woman who knows how to rest well knows how to say no without guilt. And I
Put
want you to remember this, that saying no does not make you a bad woman, a bad mother, a bad lover, a bad friend, or a bad daughter. You can say no and be okay. And you don't have to give an explanation of why you're saying no.
So let me read this comment, the couple of comments that have come in.
Okay.
Uh, Priscilla says, "I like your time boundaries." So that was good. But here's one that just came in. Janine says, "And be prepared for folks to be upset with you and or cut you off. For
Absolutely.
me, they did me a favor without me having to do that toxic work." Now
Mm,
that's good because a lot of times we worry about, well, if I say this, if I say that, they're going to be angry, they're going to be upset. Well, just like we just said, they're not your friend anyway. You got to check your circle, and
mhm.
I like that. I can't do everything, and I have to say that my very close friend group, we are so honest with each other. We will try to get together and we'd be like, okay, y'all. Now it could be in the middle of the day, 11 o'clock. The sun is out. It's like, oh, it's so pretty outside. It's a patio day, y'all. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Now listen, do y'all want to go before? Because if I get home and I take my shoes off, that's over. If I get in the driveway, that's it. We are very honest with ourselves, and none of us feel any kind of way about saying, no, I don't want to go anymore because I'm tired. I'm at the house. I don't. So you have like having the right people around you and getting rid of those people, like Janine said, you don't even have to do that toxic work. You don't even have to go that back and forth. Well, you acted this way, you did this. Honey, I'm just trying to protect my peace. That's all I'm trying to do. So yeah, I love that comment, Janine. Thank you so much.
I love that too. So here are a couple of tips that I want to leave with you when it comes to implementing boundaries for rest. One is implement this use of protected time on your personal schedule. Now, I know some people who are bosses, this is a newer thing where companies are allowing you protected time as a manager, where you don't have to interact with your employees. And this is something that I think is also needed for your personal schedule. So on my calendar, I have time, and it's usually on a Sunday, it's my day of rest, where I will put on my calendar my time. It's a thing that I'm doing. Again, resting is action, it's a verb. Okay. So I will not schedule anything else but me during this time block, whether it's 1 hour, 2 hours. Sometimes it might be the full day that I need if I've been doing a lot. So implement protected time. The second thing is don't feel obligated to be everyone's emotional regulator. So again, if you don't have the space, if your cup is empty, you do not have to keep showing up if you just don't have it for the day. And if you are partnered, and Terry, you've been in my slides. Look, I just noticed it. Rest together. And that can look like we are protecting our time as a couple. We're not going to go anywhere. We're not inviting anyone over. The kids are going to go to their room and have their own time to rest. We're going to rest together. And sometimes you need to rest separately, but at the same time, but make that something that's intentional for you as a couple. All right, so here is the actionable steps that we're going to take. Rest is your strategy. So, rest is recognize those signs early, the ones that I mentioned earlier today. Recognize the signs that you need to rest, that you need to sit down. Then I want you to eliminate one thing every week that isn't yours to carry, whether it's a task, whether it's someone's emotions, or something that you feel like you need to show up for that person. Take it off your list, take it off your schedule. One thing and commit to it. Then I want you to schedule moments of silence. Even if that's just a moment of silence in your bathroom when you're taking your shower, or if it's a moment of silence at the end of your day or the beginning of your day, whenever it feels natural for you. But make it something that is intentional, or blocking out time for you to do this. So if it's that full hour that you need, or 2 hours, or the whole day, but schedule time for yourself to be silent. And then again, something we might all struggle with is I want you to tell someone what you need. And if it's about resting, tell someone in your life, whether it's your partner, your friend, maybe you need to tell your kids, I need time for myself today. I don't know what that looks like. Can you help me get this task done? Can you come pick up the kids for me? Can you do the dishes for me? Can you do the laundry? I started it, but can you finish it? Tell someone what you need so you can commit to yourself in your time of resting. Okay. So resting requires us to intentionally give to ourselves to fill our own cups so we can continue to pour into others the way that we are designed to do and the way that we want to.
If you guys haven't screenshot this, go ahead and screenshot it because you need this rest. You need to recognize, eliminate, schedule, and tell somebody. You need to do that. Screenshot this. Keep it in your phone. Put it as your screensaver.
Yes. All right. And resting as relationship practice. Again, we're talking about relationships today. One, I want you to have an honest conversation with your partner, your friend, or your family about what rest means to you and what you need from them. Again, our ideas of rest can look different for everyone. So if resting means that you lay in bed and you still get some work done, that's fine. If resting means I'm going to my room, I'm getting in the bed under the covers, turning the lights out, that's fine too. If resting means I'm going to go to the park, I'm going to leave the house and just be quiet alone, that's fine too. You have to find what space matches who you are, where you feel comfortable, where you feel safe, where you feel stable, where you can fill your own cup. And if resting means going to the coffee shop by yourself, do that too. The next thing I want you to do is audit the imbalances in that relationship. So, who is consistently resting and who never gets to? And I want you to ask yourself, what role are you playing? Are you never resting because you're always picking up the slack of your partner? Are you not resting because you feel like you have to be a good wife and wives are supportive and that support keeps you from resting for yourself? So, what role are you playing in your ability to rest? And the last thing, allow someone to fill your cup. So, let someone show up for you without you feeling like you need to reciprocate. A lot of times we get help and we immediately want to help back. We want to say, "Oh, thank you. Well, let me do this for you next time," or "Let me pick up the tab," or "I'll watch the kids for you next week." No, you don't have to do that extra thing. That's not resting.
Clip that.
That is tit for tat in a positive way. So allow someone to just give to you and pour into you. And you have to evaluate who are those people in your life that want to do that. Who is in your life that you've been blocking from doing that for you? So there might be people that already want to show up for you and allow you this space, but you keep telling yourself, I don't need help. I'm not going to tell you what I need. And so you're missing your blessing. All right. So I will end with this. Resting isn't choosing yourself over the people in your life. It's choosing yourself so they finally get the real you with a cup full of love. And that is all I have.
I love that. I love this. And you guys make sure that you tap in right now. This has been amazing. This has been awesome because we struggle in this space. We struggle in a place of resting and taking care of ourselves. Because we always trying to fill everybody else's cup, and who's trying to fill ours. And in this time in our life, in this space, as we grow older, as we go through different things, and we learn how to set boundaries and take sabbaticals for ourselves, rest is the core of all of that. Rest is it, because you got to be surrounded by people who not only you fill the cup, but they fill your cup too. So, Dr. Leslie Davis, thank you so very much. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your expertise. I absolutely appreciate you. I will tell you right now, I enjoyed this message about resting. It's from Priscilla. Klumi says, thank you for helping us. I'm going to do better. Uh, Miss Davis says, well done, daughter.
Thank
Always
you.
proud of you. Keep walking in your divine purpose. And big shout out to you, Mom, for being here and letting us all know how much you love your daughter, and to be here and support her, because that's feeling Leslie's cup, right? When your mom is here and just supporting what she does, that's filling her cup. Kim Gaunt says, thank you so much for sharing this information. I have work to do. That's what we want to hear. This is the purpose of Life by Design. That we bring experts like Dr. D in, and she can tell us in a safe space, y'all gotta take care of yourself. This is what you need to do. And you walk away not feeling like she cut you slow, but feeling like I've got work to do. I owe this to myself. I love me enough to rest. This is why we do Life by Design. Janine says, wow, this was a wonderful session. I know that I needed to hear these tips and reminded yet again how much rest is important. Thank you so much. So I gotta, piggyback off of them again and say, thank you so much for being here and sharing your expertise, because the folks say they got some work to do.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You are so welcome. Listen, um, if you all want to follow Dr. Davis, make sure you go and tap in like right now. Go and check her out. Dr. Davis, where are you on social media? I see your LinkedIn. You are definitely on LinkedIn, but on
Yeah.
all other social media platforms, where can they find you?
So I am on Instagram under the real Dr. Leslie. And I'll tell you why. Let me tell you what happened. So
All right.
last year I got hacked. So I lost all my social media. So I had to start fresh, and I was looking at, how I want to name my website, and that's how came up with the real Dr. Leslie. There's another Dr. Leslie Davis that I believe is a dentist. So I'm
Okay.
like, that's not me. So that's how you can find me. I'm also on Facebook under the real Dr. Leslie, and I have a YouTube channel with the same name. And if you go on YouTube and look up my TEDx talk, it is also available. It's called Three Ways to Stop Obsessing Over That Text,
Come
which talks
on.
about our obsession over text when we are spiraling with our own thoughts and we disconnect from others because we're feeling something. And it gives you an answer to that problem.
Listen, I love it. I love it. So y'all make sure you tap in with Dr. Leslie and continue your journey for rest. Dr. Leslie, I know we'll see each other in these social media streets, and I'm definitely going to keep in touch so that we can connect on other events. And I'm serious about TPC Con, honey. We
Okay.
we need some, and we might have to bring this rest on in there too. We see. We will see. We will see. But I appreciate you. Are there any parting words you'd like to give everyone?
Parting words. I think we just all have to be patient with ourselves. Like we are all on a journey. It's all our own journey, and we are all always evolving. So be patient with yourself in the process.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Wait a minute. Oh gosh. Wait. I did not mean it. Dr. D. Oh my gosh, I did not mean to do that. Mo, can you get her back up real quick? I did not mean to do that, y'all. I did not. There she go. There she is. Okay, I'm just over here, just like not doing the right thing. I just read. I was like, oh my gosh, I just clicked the whole thing. Like that was wrong. Like,
Oh,
oh
I
God.
was like, is that goodbye? Goodbye.
No, that's not how we do it. But no, I was actually trying to get rid of the post. I mean I and I probably should have just told you to just release it or tell
That's
Mo to do
okay.
it. But it like deleted everything. I was like, whoa, what just happened? So I thought I was able to do it separately. But anyway, I appreciate you again. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your expertise with our audience. I know they have had a great time. We always I was like, oh, what happened again?
All that.
We always share what we've talked about across the platforms. So we'll clip some of these and we will share some more information. So I'm super, super, super excited about you being here and just sharing with us. So we're going to look. I'm going to give you your Saturday back because, honey, I don't want you to jitsu me this afternoon. This afternoon. So you have an amazing Saturday. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to make a few announcements, but I'm going to
Okay.
release you back to your day. I'm going to make
Thank
a few announcements and I'm going to get on this road and get my day started too. My girlfriend said, girl, enjoy your leisure morning. And see, I love that because see, my girlfriend came in with the rest words. She said, girl, have you a good leisure morning. And that's what I told her. I said, I'm just laying around this morning until Life by Design. That's probably why I wasn't ready this morning because I was leisurely getting myself together. I wasn't in no rush or nothing. So y'all give me a little grace. I was resting.
you.
So Dr. D, thank you so much again. I'm going to just remove you from the studio and, feel free to stay in and watch. But we are so glad to have you and I'll see you next time.
All
Bye.
right. Bye, guys.
Y'all, what a session. What a session. Listen, just like Kim said, we've got some work to do. I know I have some work to do. I absolutely know. I know there have been times when I just would not rest. And just like this recent time, um, Thursday, when I flew out, like everything pivoted. We were supposed to be on the road. We had a 2 hour drive. We ended up staying later. We ended up leaving later. It just was mayhem. I got about 2 hours of sleep, and Friday was a day of complete running for me because it was a major it was a major event, and it was just nonstop running on that day. And y'all, I did not eat yesterday until last night. And I was drinking protein because that's all I did not have any time for anything else. I needed rest. I can feel my chest. I could feel my heart palpitating. I could feel all the things. I was irritable. So everything that she talked about, I literally just went through. But I'm thankful because today was a moment of rest and I appreciate y'all's grace. Just a few announcements so I can continue my leisure day and y'all can get back to yours. And I want you to have some leisure yourself. Go out there and take care of yourselves. I love the session. I'm going to rest, honey. Yes, we are. We are all going to rest because it's time. It is time for us to rest. So listen, July's Life by Design session. I appreciate y'all for being here. So make sure you save the date for the July section. The not section session. The July session is living well without guilt. We're going to continue the conversation. We talked about rest, but now we're going to talk about living well. We're going to be talking about booking that trip. We're going to be talking about going out to that Michelin star restaurant. We're going to be talking about going ahead and booking that staycation, going ahead and going to that opera, going to the symphony, going to a movie by yourself, going to get that cup of coffee that you've been craving for the last month and decided that you don't deserve it, but you do. Like, we're going to talk about living well without guilt, and that looks different for us all. I'm excited because y'all, the Patio magazine is about to hit us. It is upon us. So, we went to a digital copy, and I'm so excited because what I found with printing is I couldn't print everything I wanted. If I did that, the magazines would be $75 each, and we could not do that, right? Because I know y'all would be looking at me like, girl, who you think gonna pay $75 for one magazine? Are you out of your mind? So it allowed me to go. I went digital because I can do things like this. This magazine that is dropping on July 1 is 100 pages of inspiration, connection, masterpieces, recipes, stories, connections. It is amazing. I mean, it is just hours and hours of flip time. So I am so proud. I am excited. It is all to inspire you to live well. It's where intentional living meets beautiful spaces. Y'all, it is one of our best ones yet. So I cannot wait till you see it. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and get your subscription. Go ahead and screenshot this so you can get your subscription and get your copy. Um, Call for speakers, y'all. We're always looking for speakers for Life by Design, just like Dr. D was in here. Dr. Leslie Davis was in here, y'all. If you have someone who will fit, who wants to join us in having a conversation, we have sessions every month, fourth Saturday of the month. Come on and join us. Have them to go ahead and fill this out and apply to be a speaker. Apply to be a speaker. We talk about so much, but they're good sessions, and we have chosen some amazing speakers. We have hit the jackpot with the speakers that have come by. TPC Con, y'all, it is changing. Things are changing, and I'm super excited. We're kind of changing a little bit outdoor living and garden expo, but it is going to be amazing. The experience what awaits: outdoor living and garden, health screenings and wellness, wealth and legacy, culinary and entertainment, fashion and lifestyle, authors and storytelling, community resources, and TPC cook-offs and awards gala. We are doing something different, and I cannot wait to share it with you. If you guys are interested in TPC Con, make sure you get on the wait list because tickets are going to be limited for what you all are used to. So the TPC Con that you all are used to, which is the whole thing, that's actually just a section of TPC Con, and that's called the Sugar Reunion. So what you all have seen and experienced before, where we got together on Friday and we did something on Saturday, and then on Sunday we had our brunch and all this stuff. That is that is the sugar reunion. That's the sugar reunion. So that is a specific part of this outdoor living and garden expo. So anyone can purchase tickets for the outdoor living and garden expo, but the sugar reunion is limited, intentional, and exciting. It's a reunion, and this is what you have seen in the past. Um, Y'all, I want you to join Prayer on the Patio. We are here Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We want you to join us here. If you join us on Prayer on the Patio, yay, thank you. But when you come on Monday through Friday, make sure you invite someone to come and hang out with us. Y'all, listen, we've got so much stuff going on here. I'm super excited. Now, I do want to tell y'all this. I don't think we have a slide for this, but I want y'all to go over and take a sneak peek at the website. It has changed. Go to Tara L page and just look around. Just look around, and I want y'all to tell me what you think. Just let me know. Just let me know what you think. Just go to www.teralpage.com and hang out over there just for a little bit and let me know what you think. Last but not least, y'all, let's get into the Sugar Circle. If you have not joined Sugar Circle, go ahead and get in because Sugar Circle is the way to everything else. Sugar Circle is how you get notified early. Sugar Circle is how, I mean, and when I say notified early, like you're getting in. So whenever we drop our trips, Sugar Circle gets in, I think 14 days in advance. If you are Sugar Circle VIP, you get $200 off of all of your trips. Like you get, so it is exciting. Like Sugar Circle is the private circle of inspiration, exclusive perks, and real connection that makes everyday life feel lighter, brighter, and more beautiful. So we are we are working on making Sugar Circle so amazing, and I'm super excited. And kudos to those of you who are Sugar Circle members. I am absolutely excited about it. I'm absolutely excited about it and thankful that you are there. You are definitely helping us to create a space that is unmatched. So thank you so much. Mo, do we have any other announcements? T, I still need the information where to send my ad for the directory. Um, okay, Mo. Okay, the business guide. So here it is, Sugar. Did you? Okay, so you already did it. They should have sent you an email. They should have sent you an email. Keisha Ellis, Mo, check that for me, Sugar, so you can send that back for Keisha Ellis. Keisha, did you already purchase the ad, or do you need to you've purchased it and you need to fill out the information, or you need the information to purchase and fill out? Because it'll come, there's an email that'll come to you after the purchase and it'll tell you where to send. I didn't get it. Thanks, Mo. Okay. So Mo, make sure you send that over to Keisha Ellis so she can send her information in, because we've been looking for, like, we've been trying to email, so we want to make sure that they haven't missed. Okay, there you go. Yes, I purchased it. I just need to send my info. Very good. Um, if you see that email, Dukes, if you can send the information right there, that's perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you have a business and you want to be a part of the Patio Business Guide, one thing that everybody always asks, Tara, do you know anyone who does this? Do you know anybody? I'm here. I'm over here. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. We want to have our own Patio Business Guide. We want to have a list of the sugars who are in here doing all the things, and we want to share it. So there's I think it's $99 to be in the Patio Business Guide, but go ahead and tap in at bit.ly/the Patio Business Guide and be a part of the Patio Business Guide. So I'm super excited, and you get some extra perks in there. So go ahead and become a part of that if you have a business. Mo, do we have any other slides, Sugar? Thank you, or get the sugar combo. And there's a sugar combo that's $349. That includes not only the business guide, but it includes an article, not an article, an ad in the magazine, and we're gonna send out some. I think that is the email. Just, I don't have the list of everything that's included in that sugar combo, but it is definitely on the site. Oh, the sugar. Okay, so you get in. You are in the sugar circle. You are in the directory, and you are in. You get an ad. So if you do the sugar combo, thank you so much. You are in the sugar circle, so that is access to the sugar circle. You're in the directory, and you get a full. I think it's a full page. Is it a half page or a full page ad in the magazine? In the magazine. So that is A1, and that's only $349. All right. So, y'all, I think that is it. Thank you so much for joining us. I am going to, because they are coming in here, and y'all, we were supposed to be checked out 30 minutes ago, and I need to go and get all of the things. I need to go finish getting my stuff packed up so we can get out of here. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining. If you have not invited someone to join us on the fourth Saturday of every month for Life by Design, please do so. Y'all see what we're talking about. We are doing things to help us live with intention. I love y'all. Have an amazing day, sugars. And don't forget to get outside. Bye bye.